Hello guys, so in this video we're going to be talking about solving a geometric sequence when r, so when the common ratio r is negative. Let's quickly go on. Now we have a geometric sequence here, minus 3, 21 and minus 147. So the first question is find the fifth term of the sequence. Okay, so what's the formula for finding the nth term? Let's bring that one out. That's an equals a1 times r to the power n minus 1. So what's our a1? Our a1 is 3. That's our first term. And what's our r? Our common ratio? We can simply say a2 divided by a1, which is 21, divided by minus 3, which is minus 7. Remember, positive divided by negative will always give you negative. Okay, when you have two numbers with different signs, positive and negative, the answers will always be negative. So positive over negative is negative. Negative over positive is also negative. So different signs, they will give you negative. Same sign, so positive over positive will give you positive. Negative divided by negative will give you positive. So if it's the same sign, it's going to give you positive. If they have different signs, it's going to give you negative. So 21 divided by minus 3 is minus 7. So our common ratio here is minus 7. Sorry, I don't know why it's taking time. Now, so what's A5? So A5 will be A1 times r to the power 5 minus 1, which is 4. So that's 3 times, let's put it in bracket, minus 7 to the power 4. Now remember, whenever you have a negative value, raised to an even number, 2, 4, 6, 8, whatever, the answer will always be positive. Again, whenever you have a negative value raised to an even number, the answer will always be positive. So minus 7 raised to the power 4. So we say minus 7 raised to the power 4. Our answer will be 2401. Okay, again, whenever you have a negative number raised to an even number, 2, 4, 6, 8, the answer will always be positive, times minus 3. So I have, sorry, minus 3 here. Okay, so minus 3 times 2401, that should give me minus 2703. So our A5, our fifth term of the sequence, is minus 2703. Okay, so remember, this one, positive over negative will give you negative, negative over positive will give you negative. So different signs always give you negative, same signs will always give you positive. And then if you square, if you have a negative number raised to an even number, the answer will always be positive. So minus 7 to the power 4 is 2401. And okay, sorry, A5 is this one. Now, find the sum of the first 6 terms, which is S6. Now, what's the formula for finding the sum of the first n terms? So let's put n here. We have A1, then open bracket, 1 minus r to the power n over 1 minus r. Okay, so which is, what's our A1? Our A1 is minus 3 times, bracket, 1 minus, now let's put our minus 7 in bracket so we don't get confused, minus 7 to the power 6. Sorry about that. We have 1 minus 7. Okay, let me go to the next page so we can make it easier. Again, minus 3 times 1 minus 7 to the power 6 over 1 minus 7. Okay, let's start opening the bracket. So we have minus 3 times 1 minus, remember I said whenever we have a negative value raised to an even number, the answer will always be positive. So minus 7 raised to the power 6 would give me using a calculator will give me 117649 over, now minus minus, so this will give me plus, so that will be 1 plus 7. Okay, so what is 1 minus 117649? That's simply going to be, now what I will tell myself is simply 117649 minus 1, and then I put a negative value in front of my answer. That will be minus 3 times, what's 117649 minus 1? That's 117648, and then I put a negative value here over what's 1 plus 7, which is 8. Now let's check if this number is divisible by 8. So what's 117648 divided by 8? So that should give me, I have minus 3 times minus 14706. Okay, so minus times minus will give me plus, so that's positive. So our answer will be 44118, or 44,118. Okay, 44118. Just write it here, 44118, or 44,118. So the sum of the first 6 terms is this, and our fifth term is minus 7,223, or minus 7203. So if you have any questions regarding this this topic, please let me know. So let's quickly move on to the next question. Now, the second term of a geometric sequence is 10. The fourth term of the same sequence is 90. What is the value of r? Now, this is a very tricky question, and I'll let you know why in a few minutes. Now let's find the value of r. So a2 is a times r, which is 10, and then a4 simply, a1 times r to the power, what's 4 minus 1? That's 3. That's 90. So this can be equation 2 and equation 1. We can simply say equation 2 divided by equation 1, a1 divided by a1, that's 1. r3 divided by r, that should give me r square. So r3 divided by r, that will give me r square. 90 divided by 10, that should give me 9. So the value of, so r square equals 9. So what's the square root of 9? So let's find the square root of both sides. R equals, now r can actually be 3 or minus 3. That's the tricky part. Okay, r can actually be 3 or minus 3. Now the problem here is that they didn't give us the value of maybe the first term, the fifth term, the seventh term. So we don't know if r is actually 3 or minus 3. Because someone sent me this question where it was something like this, but the answer was supposed to be 5, but in the options they had minus 5, so he was really confused. So I had to explain this idea to him. So it was like, wow. So the answer could actually be 3 or minus 3. So we don't know because they haven't given us the value of the first term or the third term or the fifth terms. So if these values were negative, okay, we'd say, okay, maybe the value of r is minus 3. If these values were positive, we can say, oh, the value of r is actually 3. But we don't really know, so it can actually be this or this. So it's kind of a trick question. It's just something you can, be prepared for. Okay, so the value of r can actually be 3 or minus 3. Okay, if you say the square of minus 3 is 9, the square of 3 is also 9. So what is the value of r? So r can be 3 or minus 3. Now supposing the value of let's say the third term was, say, supposing the third term was, say, what I say, minus 30, then we'll say, okay, r is minus 3. Supposing the third term was just 30, or we say, okay, R is 3. But the problem that is that we don't know. So it's either this or this. Just something you can put in your arsenal so you can be prepared for any questions. Now let's quickly move on. Oh, space. Now we have a geometric sequence, negative and fraction. So let's see here. We have 1 over 7 minus 3 over 7, 9 over 7. Find the 7th term. Now A1, our first term is already 1 over 7. So what's our R? A2 over A1. What's our A2? Minus 3 over 7 divided by 1 over 7. So what can we do? We can flip it and it becomes multiplication. So that's minus 3 over 7 times, so this goes up and this comes down, 7 over 1. So this cancels, so our R is actually minus 3. Okay, our common ratio is minus 3. Let's also check it for A3 divided by A2 so that we can be sure. So we have 9 over 7 divided by minus 3 over 7. Right? So which we're going to flip it, 9 over 7 times 7 over minus 3. Okay, or minus 7 over 3. So this goes. So 9 divided by minus 3, that's also minus 3. So our R is minus 3, whichever way we want to do it. So remember our formula, AN equals A1 times R to the power N minus 1. So A7 will be, what's our A1? 1 over 7 times our R is minus 3. 7 minus 1, that's 6. So we have 1 over 7 times, remember, negative value raised to an even number is always positive. So minus 3 raised to power 6 would give me 7 to 9, 729. So our answer will be 729 over 7. Or we can just say it like we can put it in mixed fractions and say what do you call this? 104 1 over 7, like this. Okay, so this is our answer. So the 7th term, our A7, is 729 over 7, and you can see it's positive. So you can see all the odd terms here are positive. So that's another confirmation that our answer is correct. The A1 is positive, A3 is positive, so we expect that A5 is positive, A7 is positive, A9 is positive. So our answer is 729 over 7. Now find the sum of the first 7 terms, which is S7. Okay, let's put the formula here. Sn, which is equal to A1 times R, this one, over 1 minus R to the power N. What's our A1? Our A1 is 1 over 7. So we're looking for S7 times 1 minus, okay, then put this bracket here, minus 3 to the power 7, close the bracket, over, 1 minus 3. Okay, so we have 1 over 7 times 1. Now what's minus 3 to the power 7? Now this is a negative number raised to an odd number, so our answer will still be negative. That will be minus 2187. Just put it here. Minus times minus, that will give me plus, that will be 1 plus 3. Okay, so we have 1 over 7 times, now minus times minus here, so we have plus 1 plus 2187, okay, over 4. Now what's 1 plus 2187? So that's 2188. So we have 1 over 7 times 2188 over 4. So can 2188 divide 4? 2188 divided by 4. Our answer should be 547 or 547. So we have 1 over 7 times 547. Okay. So our answer is going to be 547 over 7. So the sum of the first 7 terms will be 547 over 7, or we can say 78 over 7. Okay. So the sum of the first 7 terms will be this one, 547 over 7, and then the 7th term is actually 729 over 7. So, like I said, fractions. If you have any questions, please let me know. Bring up your questions in the comments, or you can send me pictures of those questions, and then we'll tackle them together. I can also do one-on-ones and explain different concepts. Okay, now I think for now we're going to stop here. I don't want the video to be too long. Okay, I don't want the video to be too long, so thank you very much. So in other videos, I'm still going to make more videos about geometric sequences, different situations, and how to actually solve them. Okay, fantastic sequences and how to solve them. I like that. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. So please like, subscribe, share, comment. Please don't dislike. Okay, I mean, now comment and let me know if you have any questions. So thank you guys and have a nice day.